All right. Welcome to the DNB podcast with Nodus and Embr. Thanks for joining us. This is episode number 4, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, losing track of time. We're joined by the amazing wizard behind the camera, Kamil from KS Digital Media. How you doing, man?
That's me. Yeah, I'm good. I'm doing all right.
Nice. A little bit dusty.
A little bit dusty after last night,
Yeah.
but we'll pull through.
Nice. What did you do last night?
So it was the first gig back after the lockdown for me. I had Remedy, which is run by Elise and Simon, as some of you may know.
Yeah.
And then I did Filth with Marauder at Metro City, and that was pretty big.
Nice.
Pretty insane.
That would have been huge.
Huge, really great visuals. Yeah, it was a fun show.
Fuck yeah. That's sick. Awesome, man. So you're a little bit sleep deprived today?
Just a little.
That's right.
It's nothing I'm not used to.
Yeah, that's it. We're used to working off fumes, aren't we? Nice. Well, how do you want to start this, man?
Well,
Talk a little bit about yourself, what you do.
Yeah, so as Harley just explained, I am a photographer and videographer as well, but yeah, mostly photos in the events and music industry. And yeah, I've been doing it for like 7 odd years now.
Nice. Wow.
And yeah, that's what people know me for. So yeah. And I've also recently gotten into producing and DJing now too.
Cool, man.
yeah. Nice. What's your artist name?
KaMiKaZeE.
Yeah. Sick.
I've had that name for quite some time now.
Yeah.
Finally putting it to good use. So
Yeah. And it's kind of like, it's pretty similar to how you spell your name, or the first half
Yeah.
of it anyway, obviously. Yeah, which is cool. I think it's a nice name. And you got, is that meant to be 2 E's on the end?
I did it
Or
on
is that a
purpose.
typo? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I
thought that might have been Emily.
typo,
like-
and I can't change it now.
Yeah.
Nah, on purpose, just to mix it up a little, you know.
Yeah, it definitely stands out.
Yeah.
It's noticeable. Yeah.
Oh, it's noticeable.
Oh,
Noticeable.
That's
Oh,
never
shit.
going to get old. Cool, man. So have you got any shows coming up as KaMiKaZeE?
Yeah, so my first show will be coming up on the 21st of May, supporting Enshui, so should be pretty big. Yeah, very excited for it. Been planning my set for the last month now, I think.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, I just can't wait to show people what I can do, show the music that I like, and hopefully other people like it as well.
Cool, man. That's a big way to start. Hey, like
Yeah.
supporting Enshui.
Yeah, definitely. There have definitely been other opportunities in the past to play shows, but I just didn't feel like it was the right time for me.
I think these people that run Motive tried to get you for
Never heard of them.
As a lot of people haven't.
Nah, there'll definitely be more shows to come if all goes well, and yeah, definitely look forward to performing for you guys sometime.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And for many others as well.
Nice.
Yeah, we do actually have tickets for Enshui. We're just asking the question for the sake of the interview, but we're going.
Yeah.
Very excited for you guys to be there.
I remember hearing a mix that you sent us, and it was dubstep, but it was like I'd never heard it of that kind before, that kind of dubstep. It was really cool, really unique, so I'm excited.
Yeah, so I like to tap into other genres that a lot of people haven't really heard of. As far as I'm aware, not too many people listen to it in Perth yet, and I want to make it bigger in Perth so we can start getting some of these international acts here and stuff as well. So the genres are color bass and future rhythm. Future rhythm's getting there. There are actually some Perth producers who are producing it themselves at the moment and trying to get it a bit bigger at the moment. But color bass is like another subgenre of dubstep, which is like it sounds like the name, you know. It's just like, think of just like colors in your head, and it's just like floaty.
Yeah, it sounds like melodic.
It's very melodic.
Kind of dubstep to me,
Very
even though I've
melodic.
never heard that term before.
Yeah,
Melodic
exactly.
dubstep? Or
No, color bass.
Colour
Yeah, that's
bass.
interesting. Like I don't really know much about dubstep now.
Yeah.
So it's cool to hear 2 totally new subgenres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's getting quite popular, like
That's
worldwide now. There are a few artists out there, such as Ace Aura, who are like really pushing it, and he's like been signed to Disciple and Circus Records and all that stuff as well. So it's like really getting it out there now.
So is that like a US thing? Or?
I would say it's mostly US, but there are some European producers as well now. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Nice one.
We've got Billy crying for Camille's attention right now, so apologies for the noise. Just being extra needy today.
We need a dog sitter or something. Eh?
We really do.
Yeah. So how did you get started with digital media? What was your inspiration there?
I've always felt like a connection with just like being creative, you know, ever since growing up. Like, I guess the way I started was just like messing around on programs like Photoshop and even older versions of Photoshop that weren't even called Photoshop. There was like Adobe Fireworks and stuff like that. It's like,
wow.
It was like you used to be able to like animate on it and do graphic design and everything on it as well. It was like a pretty cool program. And I just loved like making like just art assets and all that kind of stuff, just like messing around. I always wanted to make video games actually. So I just tried to make like art assets for video games on these programs. And yeah, so during school, like I got like did a photography class in there, but felt I wasn't really learning anything. I was probably doing more of the teaching than learning in the photography class there, like
Teaching the teacher.
yeah, kind of. And my dad used to be a photographer as well, so he was always pushing me to get into it.
Oh, that's
too.
so cool.
After school, I went to TAFE and I studied digital media and game design, and did really well with that. Loved it. Absolutely amazing course, and like made some amazing friends there as well. But once I finished the course, I realised there's not really an industry in Perth for it. What was that?
That didn't sound good.
Cute.
She ain't going nowhere.
Fucking sorted.
Now, where were we?
All right, yeah. So we were talking about how you finished your course at TAFE.
Yeah, and so I realised basically there's no industry in Perth for game designers. So I had to think of something else to do. And in the meantime, I was working for my dad doing pest control, but I ended up, I guess, developing a passion for photography. I've always been passionate about music and gigs and all that kind of stuff as well. Like I used to listen to a lot of metal and go into like metal gigs 3 days a week, you know. And like I always saw the photographers there, and I was like, this would be such a sick job to do, just to shoot gigs. And have fun, you know, especially like it's just like seemed too good to be true.
Yeah.
And it was very hard to get my foot in the door initially with the photography side of things, as it's quite a competitive industry, especially when you're young and nobody really knows you. It's like, where do I begin?
A bit like DJing in that sense.
Yeah,
well.
yeah, definitely.
It takes a long time to get the momentum up.
Yeah, you just need a network. The way I pretty much got into it is I signed up to like shoot for like this like a, what are they called? A music magazine website. Oh, I forget what the...
Oh, like kind of like Express
That's
magazine.
what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
like something like that. Yeah, they were called Amplify. Sorry, I can't even remember. Like,
It's alright. It's
But,
like, 7
Like a
years
music
ago, right?
promotion website.
yeah, music promotion website. They just like they basically hook you up with tickets to gigs to like shoot. You shoot for free, but like at least you know
Okay.
it's like a start. You know.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
really cool. It's almost like an open deck thing.
yeah.
Open lens.
Yeah, kind of. They just want like photographs to help promote the events and the artists and all that kind of stuff. So
Cool. Did you find you got like good experience from doing that?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was awesome. Like, and the best thing about it is that once I started like shooting these events, I would just like try to network with the promoters and that kind of stuff while I was there. So even though I was shooting for free, at least I was getting something out of it. And then people started noticing my work. For example, Jeff from Inhibit, he was like, hey man, like we need a photographer for this event, and I keep seeing your stuff around, do you want to come shoot? And I was just like, fuck yes.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's
I was like,
awesome.
That's so
that sounds
cool.
fucking amazing. And then shot for him. I shot for Boomtick Events. My first like paid festival was shooting for Boomtick Events at Breakfest 7 years ago.
Wow.
Wow.
And that was like a huge deal for me at the time as well. It still is, of course.
Yeah, of course,
but because I've made such a good relationship with all these promoters now that I get continued work from them. So it's been good. But yeah, that's basically how I started.
Yeah, I always wondered how you got in with Inhibit, because that's huge.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah. I pretty much just filled in for a gig one night, and Jeff had always seen me at events, but we never met properly. Or at least he didn't remember. And yeah, I shot the one event, and he's just like, man, I want you to shoot every single event from now on.
Wow.
I was like, fuck, that's a
Big
huge
compliment.
deal.
Were you already going to Inhibit gigs at that point?
I was shooting them for Amplify and stuff like that, and going to the odd
cool.
Inhibit event. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
sick.
From when I stopped listening to metal music, I got heavily into drum and bass and just EDM and stuff like that.
Cool,
I feel like
yeah.
my transition was with Pendulum. They're that bridge
Yeah, they
band.
are. Yeah.
So
I mean, they're a band that plays drum and bass.
exactly,
so
yeah. But I'm pretty sure they all have backgrounds with metal music and all
yeah,
that
it's
stuff.
surprising how many people actually go from metal to dubstep,
Yeah.
metal to drum and bass, because
I don't even think it's surprising anymore. Everybody
Yeah,
I talk
yeah,
to
yeah.
feel it used to be like that.
Yeah, that's it. It's they've got similarities, and I've heard people describe drum and bass as or even dubstep as the rhythm of the metal of electronic music.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
get,
definitely.
heavy bass.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
For sure, I think it's got a lot to do with the drums and stuff as
Yeah.
well. It's
Yeah. Obviously, drums being a massive part of metal, and obviously
And
drum
music.
And bass.
Yeah.
All music. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
so was it always event photography stuff that you wanted to do, or was it you just wanted to do photography in general?
Definitely the event stuff, music stuff. I just always imagined myself just traveling around the world and photographing for artists and all that kind of stuff. And there have been opportunities like that in my time. There definitely would have been times that I wish I'd done more or didn't really get the opportunity to do more. I think it's more because of where I'm based in Perth. It's a lot harder for artists to fly around the world because it's just a lot more expensive
Yeah.
for
Of
them.
course,
But
yeah.
But yeah, they've been I've had some really great opportunities. For instance, with awake tours, traveling around the world with them and photographing festivals with them and all that stuff. It's
That's a dream come true.
Yeah, it literally was a dream come
Yeah.
true. And I'm super thankful for all those opportunities that I've been
It's
given.
amazing. Yeah, I've seen some of the photos from those tours, and
Yeah.
it looks wild.
Honestly, the Anita, who runs it, when she first asked me to fly over to, I think the first one was Vegas. I was like,
Oh my god.
I was gobsmacked. I was like, "Are you fucking serious?" Yeah, is this a scam? It just sounded way too good to be true.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
god. So what is Awake Tours then? What exactly
So yeah, they're just a tour-based company that bases their tours around major music festivals around the world. So EDC Las Vegas, Tomorrowland, all those sick events, and they usually range from a week to 2 week period, where you just for EDC Las Vegas, we're just partying in Vegas for a week. She hooks us up with premium spots at pool clubs and really sick events and stuff like that in the area for the whole week, penthouse parties, and
she must be well connected.
It's just wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Amazing.
absolutely wild. It's good fun.
So what was the wildest thing you saw on one of those tours, or the wildest thing you experienced? Did you do activities or I don't know.
They're also unique and different. It's really hard to just pinpoint one thing, because just the overall experience in itself is just wild. There's not just one thing that you can pick. Everything that you do is just amazing. It's even just being in Vegas in general is just mind blowing. You're just can't believe that I'm here. How is this place real? You see it in movies and stuff all the time, and it's it's even crazier because it's you see something in movies and it's 10 times that in real life as well.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
So yeah, it's just there's not even one thing that I can just be this was the coolest
The
thing,
whole
the
thing was
craziest
the
thing.
wildest
The
thing.
whole thing is that. Yeah,
That's so cool.
I guess like being at EDC festival itself was just mental. Like I've been to other festivals around the world and stuff like Tomorrowland and stuff like that, but EDC takes the cake for sure. It is just like a sensory overload. That's the only way I can explain it. You step through the doors and you just get hit by music, lights, everything, and it's like you're just overwhelmed. Like,
Yeah, wow.
I walked in there and I felt high on life. Like the instant I stepped in, like
Yeah.
I was like, this is where I'm meant to be.
That's so cool. There's nothing else like that.
No, not at all. And everybody there is so welcoming and friendly. Like everybody wants to be friends with you. Everybody wants to dance with you and party with you. Like even though they've never met you in their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
awesome.
really cool. So when you were in Vegas, did you do much like just kind of like, I don't know, like walking through
Just like
the city?
sightseeing
Yeah.
in general. Yeah, because like obviously you don't have to be partying the entire time you're there either. Usually the partying takes place from like 5 p.m. onwards. So you have like the whole day to either recover, which you do most of the time, or you can just walk the streets and just enjoy it, do a little bit of sightseeing. One time I did like a helicopter cruise with a friend of mine, like my friend Scott, who was a videographer of the tour. Sorry. Yeah, and it was so sick. Like I think the total flight time was only like 30 minutes, but you just like you fly over the city and back, and it's just like so sick.
That would have been
like,
awesome,
Yeah,
but terrifying at the same time.
terrifying because the doors are off the helicopter.
Wow.
So like I accidentally stuck my hand out. I was like, oh, what's this? And like almost knocked my camera out of my hand. I was like, oh, yeah. But like such a sick experience at the same time. It's like something you have to do at least once in your life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. But you'll have
That's
to hook us
crazy.
up next time.
Yeah, well, I'll try.
So what, because I always imagine Vegas is just this like, just so different to Perth. Like, does it, I don't know, how do I word this question? Like, does it feel like a totally different place? Like,
Yeah,
is
it's
it
a whole nother world.
just
Like
walking past people? Are
yeah.
they like just so different to us?
Yeah, the people, everything, like just the lifestyle. It's insane. Like it's a city in the desert, and
And it's just like a gambling city.
yeah, it's just like the people who grow up there grow up completely different lives. It's so funny because like have you ever played the game like Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah, of course,
and you
yeah.
see
Yeah.
like the characters on the streets there and how they act and stuff like that. It's like that's what they're like in America.
Oh,
like
wow.
you see people with like tinfoil hats on their heads, like just yelling random stuff, or like dudes with like boom boxes, like trying to sell their mixtapes
Wow.
and stuff. Like it's actually mental. Yeah.
It's like living
Crazy.
in the video game.
Yeah, literally. I actually felt like I was in a video game when I was there.
Wow, that's nuts. So would you say that's like the, I don't know, the kind of most out there place you've ever traveled to? Because you've traveled quite a lot.
Yeah, probably, to be honest. Yeah, it is very different. But like when I go to Europe, like I feel at home when I'm at Europe, because like I have a European background as well, and just like whenever I've traveled there, like you get familiar with everything very quickly.
Yeah.
But
So are you from there, or you just your background?
I was born here, but
Yeah.
my parents are Polish. And like I've been a fair few times to Europe as well, and did like quite a bit of traveling there outside of like work and everything. But yeah, every time I go to Vegas, it's just a different experience every time. It's like you never know what to expect.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like an absolute wild place.
Yeah,
to go.
yeah.
God.
But yeah, with Europe, it just feels a lot more tame in a way, and
Yeah.
Less
familiar.
tinfoil hats.
Yeah,
Less nutters. That's actually exactly how I would expect Vegas to be, just full of like a melting pot of weirdos. in a
Yeah.
way. Just like-
yeah. I don't want to say weirdos because that's just how they
That's a
are
bit
over there, you know. It's like-
No, I retract that statement.
What other interesting places have you traveled to that have been like a standout experience for you?
For work or just like in general?
Just in general, because I've not really traveled too much, so I love hearing like people's travel stories.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I've been to Tomorrowland as well, and that's just like a completely different experience compared to like Vegas and like Belgium and stuff.
Where's Tomorrowland?
But Belgium.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a bit of a sensory overload as well? 'Cause I've seen videos and they go pretty hard with
It depends. Like it's still a huge festival, and it's just on a completely different scale at the same time. It's a much bigger area, way more spread out, and they always do like camping and stuff like that as well. And you do like one day before you can do like a party kind of thing with like everybody who's camping. But yeah, I feel like with EDC it's a lot more like everything's closer together, but it's so jam packed with everything at the same time. You know, it's like no matter what direction you're looking at EDC, you're going to see something insane, and you're just going to be like, that's so cool. And you just like, I would just pick up my camera and just take photos like boom, 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 and every single photo looks amazing, just like without even trying. You know,
You must have like tens of thousands of photos, right?
Oh, yeah.
From these shows.
Oh yeah. But I also try to just enjoy myself while I'm
Yeah,
there
of course.
too, you know? I don't want to be staring at the back of a screen the entire time. I'm at the festival. Like I want to be part of it too. But yeah, you can't help it. You're just like on.
Well, you're there to work, to do a job as well. Obviously.
Yeah, definitely. But with Tomorrowland, like it's a lot more spread out, you know, and it's not as overwhelming. I feel like it's a lot more like bearable for people, like if it's your first time there. And I feel like the main stage at Tomorrowland is always like crazy production and stuff like that. But the other ones, they're always like, you know, a bit more like chill and stuff like that.
More restrained.
Yeah. But yeah, Belgium itself, not too much of a fan of, to be honest. I've like just the people there I've had like really bad experiences with. Just like they don't seem to be very helpful. Like you ask for directions and they'll kind of just be like, oh yeah, it's over this way, but they just like shoo you away kind of thing, and you just end up being lost, and you're like, thanks, man. Yeah, like everybody there, it's so weird.
Wow.
Yeah, in terms of like other amazing places that I've been to, I went to a really cool festival in Poland one time, Opener Festival. That was insane. Just like another, like I think it was 4-day festival, but it was at like an army airbase.
Cool.
And like you would have like stages in like these giant like bunkers and stuff
hangars.
like that, like hangars.
So cool.
It was so sick.
Is it like a unused?
I'm not sure. I think it's still in use.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, they just
That's
like
wild.
use the whole space and stuff like that. Like, yeah.
That's so cool.
So
'cause those
cool.
hangars are fucking huge.
Yeah,
So, like,
yeah, they were massive, and it was just like a giant rave cave essentially. You know?
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That reminds me of like Stereosonic here.
Yeah,
When you get
yeah,
those
exactly.
Massive,
In the
tents or
pavilion.
whatever. Yeah, the
Yeah.
pavilions. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're fucking sick.
Um,
So
yeah.
were you there for work in Poland?
No,
or just
I went
chilling?
there just traveling. Yeah, I just like went to like a different festival, and like wherever I tried to like connect a bunch of like festivals and like in different countries and stuff like that while I was over there for like 2 weeks. I did like a 2-week sail Croatia tour, and went to Ultra Music in Croatia. Pretty crap festival, to be honest. Very disappointing. They cancelled the entire first day like last minute because of weather.
Oh,
Like, but like it was just like a little bit windy, you know.
Wow.
And so many people were just like standing at the front of the stadium, like, what the fuck do we do
Oh,
now?
man.
Yeah, like they literally couldn't do anything.
It's a bit of a like nothing excuse.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, surely you planned for that contingency.
It's inside a stadium, you know. You should have
Yeah.
everything strapped down and like
Yeah.
ready to go. Like,
That's got to be a cop out. Like
Yeah.
must have been something else.
no idea. But yeah, it was just like the rest of the festival was just subpar as well. Just put like a sour taste in your mouth and stuff. And like you see
Yeah.
like videos and photos and everything of it, and it's just like this is not, doesn't look anything like that.
Wow. Those kind of dressed up to like edited well to make it look good. Or?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Maybe it was just my experience there, but you know.
It's hard to forget that.
Yeah,
Hard
yeah,
to put that
definitely.
aside.
I went to a festival in Austria. That was okay. That was like in the mountains. But again, like the Austrian people, they just didn't seem very welcoming. Like they didn't want to help you out or anything like that. Like felt very uncomfortable like being there.
That
So like
sucks.
kind of again just ruined the festival. But yeah.
That's interesting. I don't know what I would have thought, to be honest, but I would have thought they'd be like, you know, more welcoming and
Yeah, I don't know. It depends. Hey, like.
Maybe you just ran into cunts.
I've had really bad experiences with European people, like at festivals
They're
and
your
stuff.
people, man.
Yeah, I know, right? Whoa.
Fuck.
Oh.
That's right. Hopefully the compressor will fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they could sense you're like you're their people and you abandon them.
They just know that from looking at you.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, I can't really think of too much right now.
Well, that's a lot. You've done,
Yeah.
you've done a lot, so
Yeah, I've done a lot.
it's crazy. Do you miss it now? Obviously, not being able to travel it anywhere.
100%.
Yeah.
I want to get out of the country so bad.
Yeah.
I think I'm planning on hopefully going to like New Zealand and the Gold Coast like in a few months' time.
Nice.
Sick.
Apparently, they're supposed to be doing like a snow machine festival, I think, in New Zealand.
Awesome.
Maybe
Do
I'm
they
not,
need a
supposed,
snow
maybe I'm not
machine?
supposed to be saying that yet. I don't know.
We'll find out. We'll bleep it if we have to.
But that would be really
Do
cool.
they need like a machine for snow? Doesn't it snow there normally?
No, is that a serious question?
I don't know.
Or is snow what?
It's the name of the festival.
It's the name.
Snow
Oh,
Machine.
okay.
Yeah.
Alright,
So they
yeah.
did one in Japan like a few years ago.
Sound like a fucking idiot.
I can tell if you're being serious.
No, yeah. Well, you know, a snow machine festival. Like they're gonna get a bunch of snow machines.
No. It's just, yeah. So you know Wine Machine?
Yeah, it's like they'll do
run,
like
run
hot-
by the same, like Hot Tub
the
Wine Machine. Like
and
they
that
do
kind
the,
of thing.
yeah. They do the festival like a winery or whatever. So it's like the same thing, just like in the mountains where there's snow.
I was like, they don't need a machine.
They
for
just
snow.
get a snow machine. That'd be pretty cool
We
though.
need more snow.
Yeah. That would be pretty cool now that I think of it. Hey,
Yeah.
ideas,
Hey, pitch it to
future
them.
events. You guys should do it.
Hey.
So I feel like that would be
hey.
a bit dangerous in a club, just like.
You'd be right.
So that'll be sick. So yeah,
Yeah,
obviously
so-
we can travel to New Zealand
Yeah,
and interstate.
and that'd be my first time to New Zealand, so that'd be very exciting as well.
Cool, man.
Yeah,
That's really exciting. Yeah.
Super
Haven't
keen.
been, but I've heard a lot of good things about NZ.
Yeah, I'd love to go.
definitely. They've got a huge drum and bass community there as well.
Yes.
Which
Yeah, yeah. So you're gonna check out
Cool.
some of the DNB gigs as well.
hopefully, yeah,
Yeah.
just like do whatever I can, you know, go to events and whatever is going on, you know,
Yeah.
just travel around and soak in the nature too, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like
course.
we're getting a bit of like cabin fever here in Perth because like we've kind of just been like isolated
Yeah.
here for so
Yeah.
long, and there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah, there's only so much, arid bushland that you can look at.
Yeah.
Before it gets a
Yeah,
bit repetitive.
exactly. Like you can go down south
Yeah.
and that's nice,
Yeah, yeah, down south's
but like
beautiful.
I guess the landscape of Perth doesn't change too much unless you travel like
Yeah.
for hours
Yeah.
to get out.
Yeah. Have you done much of that?
I went to Kalbarri last year for like my brother's engagement. I was meant to be like a sneaky photographer for it, but we,
Oh, yeah, I saw
we
that.
planned to go saying that I was like, oh yeah, I'm just going to come to Kalbarri with you guys. But then I was literally only there just to take photos for his proposal.
Oh, nice.
So that was really cool though. It was like, yeah, nice. to-
Carrabarry is beautiful.
Yeah, super sick landscape and yeah, it's wicked.
Did you drive?
Yeah.
How long did it take you?
Oh, jeez, I can't even remember.
It's ages,
now.
right?
Yeah, like 8 hours or something.
Yeah.
God
I can't
damn.
remember. It felt like forever. Like, I don't think I'd ever do it again, to be honest. Like,
Yeah,
you experience it once, you're like, yeah, it's sweet, cool.
Yeah, don't need to do that again.
Yeah.
Got that out of my system.
Fly back and leave your car there.
Yeah.
Fuck this shit.
Should have. But yeah, I think, yeah, I just went down south for a couple trips and stuff as well. But
Nice.
yeah, that's about it, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know what you mean. You get a bit sick of it. You need to go and like.
You
see
do need to
something
get out,
different.
yeah. Yeah, especially if you're working in like the nightclub industry and stuff like that, you know, you're just like in this small little box every single weekend or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
You need to get out, get some fresh air.
Yeah, for sure. And then like on that same kind of track, so with like COVID meaning you can't travel, so how big did it impact you at the start? Obviously your whole career revolves around like events and being social, so
And your career is your job
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
That's
of
your
course.
income.
Yeah, so I'd do it full time, and yeah, I mean, affected me massively. Not to the extent where some people, like in the UK and America, where they still can't work and make a living from it. Sorry, So I'm still like really super thankful that I've still been able to like get work out of it, you know, every now and then. But you know, it's been a challenge to say the least. The past year, you know, when the lockdown initially happened, I was in Europe to shoot, like 1 day away from shooting Rampage in Belgium with Awake Tours. And that just would have been mental. You know, I had work lined up with like some of the artists there and stuff as well, which would have been so cool to do. And yeah, that kind of just like flipped it all on its head for me, like in an instant. You know, it was going to be such a massive year. Again, had plans to go to EDC, was supposed to shoot for artists there as well, which would have been huge. And then I went from that to having no work for like basically 3 months. And then luckily things cleared up in Perth like pretty quickly soon after that, and we were able to start doing events again, which was amazing. And I was super busy, and then, you know, they came out with more restrictions out of the blue just to make things harder for people in the events industry, as you know, we all know here.
Yeah, there wasn't much support for people in the events industry and arts industry.
Yeah, of course. It's just been a roller coaster of a year. You know, it's like when things were busy, it was great, but then something will happen and we go back down again, you know, and have to start from scratch every single time. So it's been a challenge. Yeah, it really has been.
So you were actually overseas when you found out about COVID?
Yeah, well, we found out about COVID before we went overseas, and everybody was saying, don't go, you know, the world's going to lock down and stuff like that. But we were like, no, we've got to stay hopeful, you know, and like just got to get this one last thing done before we go into lockdown. And then we were over there, and then all this, like, you know, all the news reports started happening saying like, you know, the world's going to go into lockdown. It was scary. Like it felt like a zombie apocalypse film. You know, everything was shutting down around us. You know, people were just like freaking out.
It almost didn't seem real.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, so I'd be the same as you. I'd just be like, oh yeah, I'll go, because it didn't sound like it could be real.
Yeah, of course. Like we didn't want to believe it. You know, we were just like, oh, you know, it's just like the common cold. You know, everybody thought like it's not.
Just catch
nothing's
going
to
to
happen,
on with
you
your
know?
life, but that wasn't the case. Yeah. Like we had an event lined up late March, and we found out about lockdowns and stuff, and we were like, surely we can just still go ahead with our event, right?
Because it was an international.
It was our first international artist, and we were like, well, so you know, organised for somebody to come over from the UK,
pay the deposit, and all that.
Paid all this money, and then we were like, well, does this mean we have to cancel now? And so that's what I mean. It didn't really feel real at first. Like, but now thinking back, it's like, it was very real.
It's very real. And it is. And it's going to be with us for, you know, for a while as well. You know, it's not going anywhere. Like the rest of the world is still heavily affected by it. You know, even in Australia, we get spikes every now and then. Yeah. So it's really hard. Like it's definitely had like made me think about like the future and what I should be doing. Like if I could still continue doing this full time, I'd be happy, like the happiest person on earth, you know. But like it's challenging, and like need to start thinking of other, you know, avenues for work and stuff.
What else have you sort of thought about?
At the moment, I've started doing some extra work with like a real estate agency, just doing a bit of extra like video and photo work there. And we'll see how that goes. But like I still want to keep everything involved around music as much as possible. But it's just.
You got to pay the bills, man.
You got to pay the bills. Got to pay the bills. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Like I'm not like locking myself into anything. I'm still going to do the event stuff, but I just need to have like something a bit more.
It's cool
consistent.
that you have that flexibility as well to be like, I'll give the real estate thing a shot. See how that goes.
Your skill and like your thing is so versatile, and you can do it in like a lot of kind of industries.
Yeah.
Because you also do artist photo shoots as well.
Yeah.
And,
So a big goal of mine is to have my own photo studio one day that, you know, people I can do all my shoots in and just like have this massive space, you know, have all the equipment there, and other people can hire it and stuff as well. But that's the goal. But at the moment, it's just like a home studio setup, which is good for like, you know, having like a couple people over and doing shoots and stuff. But for my grand plan, like I want to be able to shoot music videos and everything like that as well. You know,
a bit of a bigger space than
definitely.
In your house.
Just needs to be like a big warehouse, basically.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
It's like we've got a shed out the back that is going to be the studio.
Yes.
Eventually, we just need to do a little bit of work on it.
That'd
But
be really cool.
yeah. So something like that would be sick if you could have that kind of studio, just
Yeah.
like still at home, but like separate.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
would you sort of have like hire your own sort of building? Or?
Yeah, that's the plan, hopefully. I mean, if I can get a big shed even, you know, that I can just like manipulate it however I want, that would also be cool. But yeah, just having like a, you know, separate building, like a warehouse or something that I can just like, do whatever I want with it.
Make noise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bit more freedom than just, you know, at your own residence.
Yeah. The main thing is space. Like, the more space, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're shooting music videos, you're probably going to need a lot of space for that, aren't you?
Definitely. Yeah, I'm like, I even want to be able to shoot cars and stuff like that as well. So I need to be able to fit a car in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick.
It'll be cool.
So have you done any music videos at all?
Yeah, I've done a few recently actually, for a friend of mine, Quincy, St. Quinn. He's doing like this new like R&B soul kind of vibe stuff, and I shot 2 music videos for him recently, which have been going really well. His music's been going really well.
Sick.
And yeah, super proud of one of those, well, both of them, but one in particular, I'm just like, when I filmed it, I was like, and edited it, I was like, this is the one. It was like,
Fuck yeah.
That's so cool.
So happy with it.
I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, and there'll be more to come with him as well, and hopefully more with other people in the future as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really exciting, man. Yeah, you got your fingers in all different pies, don't you?
Yeah, well, look,
You
got to do it.
Yeah.
Did you like? Do you have like creative input in like the direction of the video? Or
Yeah, so it's funny because that day we filmed the music video for Stay for Quincy, we had a completely different song and idea in mind. And then when we got there, he was like, actually, can we do this song instead?
Oh,
and
wow.
I was like, all right, we're going to have to think of something like on the spot. So, and then I came up with a concept and idea. We went into the city and we shot it, like smashed it out in a couple of hours. I went home and edited it like within a week, and like I'm just so happy with how it turned
So it all
out.
came together pretty smoothly.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, it was like pretty much all up to me just to think of everything on the spot, but like it just came together very well.
Yeah, that is a lot of pressure to come up with that.
Thankfully, the second music video, we had a bit more time to prep and plan it.
sometimes like on the spot, spontaneous ideas are like the best though. So
Yeah,
totally. We get that with music. Sometimes you go in the studio with an idea or a preconceived.
Exactly.
Thing, and then
it always just ends up turning into something different, and sometimes for the better as well.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah, sometimes your plans go south, but it works better for you than what you had planned initially.
Yeah, you can't always just like pre-plan everything, because then you kind of just like funneling yourself into like one thing. It doesn't give you much room for creativity or flex. Yeah.
You're almost like trying to fit like a round peg through a square hole.
Yeah.
So with like all these things that you're doing, like photography, videography, production, DJing, how do you feel like you balance your life? Like, do you, is it something you actively think about, or you just kind of like, I don't know, you just go with it?
Well, the music production and DJing is like still relatively new. I've only been doing that for the last couple of months now. So trying to balance that out now is, I think I've made it work because I'm not as busy with work now. Like 2 months ago, I was flat out with work. So I didn't really have any time for anything other than just focusing on the work. But now it's like I got a bit of time during the week where I can just like spend like an hour or two on the DJing, or hour and two on production, and then just focus on the music stuff on the weekend, like shooting gigs on weekends.
Nice.
So like I have a pretty good like work balanced life, I think, I don't have too much of a social life outside of like shooting events, but I feel like I don't really need to, because I see so many people when I'm out all the time. So I kind of just like use that time for myself.
To recharge the batteries in a way.
Yeah.
I feel that. Definitely. My friends,
it's hard to be social all the time.
It is,
You
got like, for me, it's like I got a social battery and it runs out pretty quick, and you gotta go back home and recharge.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I try to fit everything into my life, like also just like staying healthy with like exercising and all that stuff too. So.
Do you find that hard to do? Like, because I imagine sleep must be pretty hard to get sometimes when you're out
Nah, not really, because I dedicate like at least 3 days a week just to go to the gym, and it's only like an hour, session. So I'll do like a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, or something like that. Just like during the week, whenever I've got a bit of time, I'll go. Nice. But like for the weekends, like solely for work, I don't bother exercising or anything, because it's like I'm drained, I'm tired, I get like 4 hours sleep. So it's like got time for nothing else on weekends normally.
Yeah.
Wow. I know what you mean about not having a social life outside of work. So I feel the same way about what we do. As like we're at work during the week, and then the weekend we're out at events and whatnot. And in between, it's just I just need to chill out.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no time for going to the pub or whatever.
Of course.
Yeah, just want to sit at home and vegetate a little bit. Or lately we'll go to work, we get home, we have dinner, and then we've been like just flat out editing videos, because we've like started the podcast, and we did some other kind of like video projects, like we did a...
You got 2 babies to take care of as well.
You got these 2 crazy little shits.
Walks, or else they go
of course.
Well, they go ape shit anyway, but...
I don't know how you guys do it. Like, my life's easy compared to yours.
Oh, really?
I don't work a full-time job. You guys work a full-time job, like...
Yeah.
It's hard, to fit it all in. During the week, people will be like, oh, do you want to go out on the weekday, on fucking Wednesday or whatever, and it's like... Oh,
by the time, I don't know how people like do it. I don't know how people can work a full-time job and go out every single weekend. I'm like... Well, if I work like 9 to 5, I'm like, I'm done. That's me done. Like straight to bed. Like,
For real.
By the time you get home, have dinner, clean up. Do what you gotta do.
There's so much shit you need to do in life. Like,
life's hard.
Being an adult is hard.
Yeah. And even like with running our events, like even just being active on social media is a big part of it.
Marketing
so it's like,
and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm just like, I just don't even want to look at my phone, because I've just been doing all that promoting shit.
The last thing you want to do is be looking at a screen at the end of the day,
Yeah. When that's what you do all day as well.
Do you find that is your job quite like heavily surrounded by like social media? Because obviously you have to share your photos and stuff, but is there like much else that you have to do in terms of being active on social media?
To be honest, I'm the worst person with social media. Like I just like I hate it. Like looking at Instagram, like I'll like have a couple scrolls through like a couple times a day, but like you see how rarely I post on Instagram. Like if it takes a lot of time just to plan and post something for me, because I try to do like the whole 3 photo grid thing. I have to go through the whole album, pick my favorite photos in it, then I have to plan which of those photos I'm actually going to post, do like the edits, plan in what order I'm going to do it and everything. It's like it ends up taking 3 hours of my day just to do an Instagram post for me, and I'm just like, I can't be bothered putting myself through that. I really should. But
you almost need someone like an assistant on the side doing it.
Yeah, but again, like they might not know what I want as well.
That's it. So you hardly have time at the end of the day to be scrolling.
Yeah, plus I don't have money to be paying somebody else to do that.
That's like we'd love to have someone to help us, but we don't have any money to do that.
There's so much stuff that I from shoots, like recent shoots, or even shoots from like a year ago that I've been wanting to post and been meaning to, but I just can't put myself through that, it's just so much effort to do. I'll probably post once a month now, but I think the most like social media efforts that I do these days is like if somebody like a promoter posts an album that I shot that like I'm really proud of, I'll share it on my Facebook page, but that's as far as it goes for me, really. Yeah.
Do you find it's really important to do that kind of thing to keep the work coming in?
It's important, and I should do it, but I just don't.
Well, I mean, the work's coming in anyway, so...
Yeah, I think it's more because I have a good like client base of people who trust me and
good reputation.
Yeah.
I know personally, like everyone that talks about you is like you're a fucking wizard, and like
people talk me up too much, eh?
No, it's deserved for sure.
Absolutely, and like just such a nice dude as well. So.
Oh, thanks, man.
Aww.
You're a nice guy too.
But have you had any like bad experiences, like shooting? Yeah, I guess in clubs.
Oh man, there've definitely been some bad experiences. I think it's like not even. Man,
you don't have to name names.
No. I'm not trying to think of names. I'm just trying to like To be honest, like shooting nightclubs is no easy gig. Like a lot of people think it is. It's like, oh, all you do is just like, you know, press a button and you get paid. You know, it's like, nah, man. I have to put up with a lot of shit. I have to put up with shitty people. You know,
Yeah.
Like, just people have no chill when they're in clubs. You know, they're drunk, they're on drugs, they're on whatever. You know, they just like have no respect, have no boundaries. Like I get people like fucking grabbing me.
I've seen that.
Pushing me,
people
kicking
annoying
me. I'm
you.
just like, bro, like.
Yeah. Just like harassing
chill.
you for photos.
Yeah. They have no like self-awareness really.
Yeah, I think
you
it's
know,
the
it's
alcohol,
like getting drinks spilt on you all the time. I've had fucking drinks spilt on my gear before. You know, it's like that's
so
my
bad.
livelihood there.
Yeah.
There's like tens of thousands of dollars worth of equipment, and you're
People
just
don't
like,
understand it though. Hey.
yeah,
I've got a story for you. So Friday night, we had Alex shooting our event, and this girl, she kept coming up to him and being like, "Can I get your camera to take a photo
Yeah.
of you in front of the DJ?"
Every
and she was
day.
like off her head.
that's like every day
God,
for
really?
me. Yeah.
And Alex is like, "No, this is like thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Like, no, you can't have it." And she kept pushing, and I was like, I cannot believe that one, you want to do that, and two, that you're being so pushy about it. It's crazy.
That's the thing. They just don't fucking care. They don't have any
Yeah.
like self-control, self-awareness. Like they don't really know they don't understand what they're doing
like,
really.
If you break
It's like,
that, you are.
well,
in a
my
lot of
job's
debt.
fucked now.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we've
Yeah.
done a few events where people like put their drinks on the decks, on the decks, on the table, and it's like you realise if that spills, the party's over and you're thousands of dollars in debt.
Yeah.
And then they quickly go, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I'll put it there. It's like, fucking. But no, most
It's the
people
same
are cool.
thing,
But
hey?
it's chill. But you get the occasional one where it's like, fuck.
Yeah, people always want to like ask for my camera. Oh, can I take a photo of you? I'm like, no, nobody touches my camera but me. Hey,
It's crazy that people
it's
want
like,
to do
do
that.
you think I want a photo of myself? Like, there's a reason why I'm behind the camera.
I can just take a selfie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're well known for the selfies as well. So the eyes closed selfies.
Yeah. People love it. Hey, like,
Yeah.
people have never met me before. It's like, oh, let's get a selfie. I'm like, okay.
Here
we go.
You're the photographer. It's oh, shut up. You're cool. You're like the life of the party in a way.
You're the secret hero.
Yeah. Not all heroes wear capes. do you?
Maybe I do in my spare time. Just run around the house with a cape on.
Now we want photos of that. Have there ever been any like events that you shot where the promoters just like not done a great job, or like, because like as DJs we've
Not done a great job in what way?
so we've worked with promoters who they've just not like organised the event well, and they've
yeah.
just not been nice to us and stuff. So have you experienced anything like that, or has it all been pretty positive?
I'm sure there would have been times I tried to just ignore those things and move on, you know,
Yeah.
when it does happen. I've had troubles with promoters like not paying, you know,
Yeah.
and that kind
old
of stuff.
chestnut.
Or eventually they do, but you really have to like, you know, push them for it. But yeah, honestly I just try to not let like the negativity like get me down in any way. You know, if it's like if I have a shit experience with it, I'm not going to work with them again.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But
no point being angry.
yeah, exactly. It's like I'm a pretty positive guy. At least I like to think I am. So I just try to try be positive about it and move on if something bad does happen. But yeah, nothing that I can really think of in recent times where I've had a bad experience with a promoter or an event.
It's good to hear.
Yeah, and I guess like with your job, like you're really self-sufficient. Like you bring your own gear, like you travel there yourself. Like everything is kind of like within your control.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think as
except
a
for getting
DJ,
paid.
sometimes you rock up. I mean, it's been a while since I've had any bad experiences, but so sometimes I've rocked up and the decks like haven't been set up properly, or they like, haven't been serviced ever.
No.
I remember jumping up. To be fair, it was a bush doof, but I remember getting up and the mixer was actually rusty. We only had one CDJ, and I went up to the guy and I was
Just
like,
get a bit of WD-40s.
and I was like, yo, where's the other CDJ? He's like, we've only got one.
Oh,
Like, what am I meant to do with that?
You
So I had to
can't
use
play
someone's
on
controller.
one.
So
God.
Was that New Year's Eve, the one that I came to?
How do you plan something like that?
Yeah.
Man.
Like, yeah, luckily for me, like I don't have to deal with that. Like I rock up if it's shit lighting or a shit event, I'm still going to take the photos and get out of there, you know? It's
Yeah.
like,
You just got to do what you got to do.
I got to do what I got to do. Yeah, I got to use what I got to, like, what I have as well. Like, in terms of lighting, like, you know, there's been some fucking horrible shows with, like, barely any lighting before. It's just, like, one single red light and, like, it's just on the DJ and you can't see anything else. And it's, like, super hard to work with. But I have to just make up for it in some way. I'll bring a bit of extra gear just to, like, with my own lighting or something like that, just to add like a flash or something just to fill in and just make it look more interesting than what it is. But yeah, like that I can't really do much more than that really when it comes to that stuff.
Just gotta persevere.
Yeah. But like I said, at the end of the day, I don't really have to deal with the promoters too much. As long as they pay me, then it's all good. That's like my job can get just like stressful. You know, it can get very stressful at times. Absolutely. You know, especially when people try to demand more from you than what you're getting from them. You know, it's like there has to be a balance. You know, I can only do so much, especially for like this price point. You know. Yeah.
And I guess from a promoter's point of view, they've never done that work, so they might not understand. Yeah. So you kind of have to. Do you find you have to like set expectations?
Not really. I think usually when people book me, they already have like expectations in mind for what they're going to get. But yeah, I don't really have to explain to them.
That's good.
Too often, like what they're going to get out of it, you know.
Yeah. Well, they've seen your work, and you've got that reputation.
You'd hope so.
Right?
Yeah. Like, that's why they're booking me. But
that's it.
I'd hope people have looked at my work before they book me.
It'd be silly not to.
Now, what would you say? Do you think like the drum and bass community, in terms of like events that you've done work for, do you think like the drum and bass community is like the nicest, as in like with the promoters and the punters, or do you think it's just like...
It's funny because no matter which community or scene you go to, everybody's going to say the same thing. This is the nicest community.
Really?
We have the nicest people and stuff like that. But like, I've dealt with all kinds of people in my work. You know, it's like, yes, you have like really nice people, but then there's also really shit people as well. You know, it's just like, it's inevitable. You're not going to have like the perfect crowd anywhere you go. I think in general the drum and bass community is good, you know, especially because it's like quite a tight-knit community. Pretty much you go to an event, you see the same people every single time and everybody knows each other. It's different when you shoot like a different event with people like in a different music scene with people you haven't met before and stuff like that. So you have to like get to know them and whatever. But I generally find that most people are good anyway.
Yeah, especially like if people are there to have a good time, like they're there to listen to music and just like cut loose. So you'd hope they're nice.
If it's like a genre-specific event, they're there for the music because, you know, it's a dubstep event or a drum and bass or whatever, as opposed to like, you know, somewhere that just plays whatever is popular. There's nothing wrong with those places, but I just found that sometimes the crowd there's way more varied than if you go to like
definitely
something like an Inhibit or a Filth or something.
Or if you just go to like a general nightclub like Magnet House or something like that, you're going to get a completely different crowd, you know. You're going to get all walks of life there.
Like almost every weekend it's different people there.
Exactly. But so it just but yeah, like I've generally, like, most people are good. Just I can't just say like, this scene's better than another, you know.
Of course, I think everyone's going to say their scene's the best. So.
Yeah, exactly.
And then something totally different, because you obviously deal with a lot of big artists. Do you ever like fanboy, or like how did you kind of at the start? I try not
to.
How did you get over your nerves?
The main thing is that I usually don't bother the artists. I just don't like to be that guy, you know. I'm not going to come up to them and be like, hey man, can we get a photo? Or, hey man, I love your work. Like, it's like, I don't want to be that guy, so I just stay chill. Like, I'll introduce myself, and that's about it normally. If I'm working one-on-one with an artist, like, I'll be like, oh fuck, this is a really fucking cool opportunity. But again, I still just have to keep chill because it's like, it's my job as well, you know. Like, I had to TM for and take photos for Friction when he came to Perth for Origin.
Sorry, what's TM?
tour manage.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just had to like help set stuff up and whatever, liaise with people for him and make sure he got there all good and all that stuff. And yeah, that was like a really cool opportunity. But I was like, I've already met him before, you know, like we have like a good like work relationship and stuff too. Cool. And he's like a super chill dude as well. So we were just like hanging. It's like, it was just a good time.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're very professional.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, imagine how annoying I'd be if I was just fangirling like every artist that I met, you know? It's like, people wouldn't want to know me.
Yeah. I mean, like, as much as that makes sense, I still fangirl sometimes. Like, Shock One came into our work, like, the year before last year, maybe.
Yeah.
And I just saw him, like, walking through the front door, and I just, like, my face went hot, and I just kind of, like, froze, and I was like, oh my God, that's Shock One.
Yeah.
And I feel like I kept it together, and I was just like kind of talking to him like a normal person. But
that's what they want normally as well. Like they don't want to really talk about music too much, it's because that's what they talk and think and breathe and every single day. You know, it's like they just want to have a normal conversation with somebody sometimes, or just something funny to talk about. You know.
Yeah.
Because they're just people too, you know. And like you said,
they're just people. You know, at the end of the day, it's like what's the point in like sucking up their ass? You know, it's like what are you going to get out of it?
Yeah.
I've met like some big artists that I'm a huge fan of, and I've had to remind myself, all right, just compose yourself. Like, just be normal, and they appreciate it. Yeah, they will appreciate you, and they'll probably more likely remember you next time as well. Like, there's like, that's that guy, or that's that girl that we had a good conversation with last time, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, who's that?
Yeah, that's...
Oh, God, this guy. That's so cool, though. Like, what would you say is, like, one of the most rewarding things about your job and what you do?
It was travelling when that was, like...
Hopefully not too long until you can do that again.
Yeah, I'm hoping so, but we'll see. But yeah, that was it. It's just like being able to shoot these amazing events, you know, and like meeting great people and stuff at the same time. But like there's something so gratifying about like getting like the perfect photo that like encompasses the whole event, you know. It's like that one just like money shot, you know, where you have like the fire going and everything. Like that's the best thing. It's just like going home and then seeing the photos that I took and just being like proud of it, you know.
So cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's your art, and just looking at it being like, yes, I did that.
Exactly. And then other people seeing it and be like, fuck, that's a cool photo or something, you know. It's like that makes me feel so much better as well,
getting that good feedback.
Definitely. I guess like another rewarding thing is like when I do go out and see friends and all that kind of stuff, and they're always just like, man, I love your photos, you know. That's also like so humbling as well. It's like I matter to people, you know. It's like
Well, you're getting like recognition for all the hard work you put in, and
man. There's definitely hard work.
The amount of editing you must do. I just shit that I have to put up with sometimes, but like I said, we just move on from that stuff. That's it. What's the editing process like for you? Is that what you're doing? Sort of. I imagine that's what you're doing most of the time, but
because
like
we
50-50,
we know nothing about it, so like literally like what do you do?
It's honestly 50-50. Like an hour of shooting is an hour of editing for me essentially, but like I have a pretty good workflow. But it's just like the editing process is normally quite boring. I just put some music on and I'll just like smash through it. You know, it's like I've got you know, my own like presets, so to make it easier for me and also to keep kind of like the consistency with the photos. Like people kind of like recognize my photos, I think, when they see it. They're like, oh yeah, that's like one of Kamil's photos.
You definitely have like a signature like look in your photos.
I just try to keep the photos to look warm and inviting, you know, like you want it to look like a good vibe. So that's how I've like always thought. Like when I first started like shooting gigs and stuff like that, my photos looked very like cold and dark, and I was like, it's like shit, like why would people want to come to this event if it looks cold and dark? You know? And then I changed it and I tried to make everybody look tanned and nice, you know. I think people appreciate that more if they look like tanned, you know, not like ghosts.
Absolutely.
And then and I feel like that's when people really started noticing my photos a lot more as well. It's like, oh man, these are really nice photos.
Well, I was just thinking the amount of people in Perth alone that have a KS Digital Media photo for their profile picture or whatever. Like, I think I have at the moment. And yeah, like you do.
And like half of the photos up here also.
Yeah. My desktop background on my computer is one of yours.
That one, literally. So
Pretty much all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, there must be a lot of shows on here that you've done, like shot for. Is it cool seeing like do you get much time to look back on them? Or?
Oh, and all the press
To be honest, I don't really look back on them that often unless they do pop up out of nowhere. But yeah, even like this Delta Heavy one that like brought back like some memories for me.
That was
so good.
Recent as well. But yeah, I love
and I just love the photos from that too. And like,
they were incredible. And that was our first big gig back as well. In Perth. So
it was such a sick
very
event.
special. Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
I had some.
That was like the night that I shot Factory before as well. I think I did like 10 hours of shooting that night, and I was just a wreck by the end of it.
Jesus.
But like,
it's a long ass
Wait,
day.
was that at Metro City as well? Because there was an event on literally like just
it was the
before
same,
we went.
same venue.
Yeah.
So you didn't leave Metro City for like 13, 14 hours? Probably longer. Damn.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think I even did another event before that.
Ooh.
Was Base Watch on the same day?
Oh, Base Watch.
There was an event that I did.
I think it was.
There was an event where I did Base Watch, Factory, and an Inhibit all in one day, and I think I was out for like 15 hours.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was like hanging on by a thread by the end of it. It was like
just running off Macca's fumes.
Well, not even. I didn't eat anything for the entire day either.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it sucked.
God damn. Do you find like I'm rather embarrassed to admit, but I eat a lot of Macca's and stuff like that just because that's the only thing open.
I try not to.
Yeah.
Nah, like if I'll go home and eat a bit of toast over Macca's, just like I don't for one, not a fan of fast food unless I'm desperate.
Yeah.
And two, just health. It's like it's bad for you. Like
When you say a lot, it's not actually a lot. It's just a lot more than you'd like to have.
Yeah. But then
we don't have it that often.
I'll eat dinner before I go out, but then dancing and if you're playing and whatnot, like you fucking get hungry.
On the way home at like 2 or 3.
I know, but I'm just like just eat some toast when I get home. I feel much better from it.
What's your spread of choice?
Oh God, normally ham actually. I just do ham and toast.
Ham on toast. Interesting.
Nice.
Or Philly.
Oh yeah, Philly's good.
Philly's good.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Fucking love Philly. I like Vegemite, Nutella, peanut butter.
Nice.
Not all at once.
Good.
Stack them
Maybe we
all.
should try it.
Give it a shot. Yeah.
So what do you do in your downtime then? Do you have downtime, or do you just try to keep like active all the time?
I actually love being productive. Like I just always try to find something to do. Like I rarely just like waste time unless I'm like super tired. But like I said, now it's like usually goes towards like the music production or like just practicing DJing and that stuff, or researching, watching YouTube and that kind of stuff, just trying to learn something, or exercise. Yeah.
Nice.
That's it. Like, but yeah, I don't like being lazy. Yeah. Like I'll get the sleep that I need to get, but otherwise, like, I try to just always be doing something, or
You've got to stay busy and like fill your life with things that you enjoy.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
for sure.
Or even like go see a mate or something that I haven't seen in a while or something. just get out of the house a bit. I don't want to be stuck in front of the computer all the time.
Yeah,
either.
I was just thinking you must spend a lot of time at home, like
just staring at a screen.
Yeah, surprised your eyes aren't more square.
Oh man, it feels like it right now, to be honest.
I feel that too. Yeah. What like when you're not being productive? What do you enjoy doing outside of?
Probably video games. It used to be video. I used to play a lot of video games. I don't really have as much time for it now, but also, like I said, like I feel like a piece of shit if I sit in front of the computer and play video games.
I know what you mean.
It's like,
as
much as I want to, I'm just like, I could be doing something more productive right now or better than this. So I haven't really played video games in a while, but I do love it. Maybe when the new Ratchet and Clank game comes out, I'll probably
new ones coming out.
on PS5. It looks insane.
Fuck yeah.
It's so good.
I used to love Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, it was such a good game.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else? I don't know, man. Just watch a movie, I guess, or try and find like an interesting TV series to watch or something.
Nice,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a gift and a curse being like almost addicted to productivity. Like you obviously enjoy it, and the feeling you get when something's finished is great.
I like cleaning as well.
Oh,
I'm
me
a
too.
bit of a clean freak. It's just like it's like once you like something so gratifying about just like cleaning and then just being like like you're at peace now.
Yeah.
And then you can like allow yourself to do something.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Just like, okay, got that out of the way now. I can actually do something like less productive.
Yeah. I find it hard to sit at my computer if like my desk is a mess or
cluttered.
or if
I hate dust, man.
Yeah.
I hate dust more than anything.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
dust and dog fur. Just covers.
My sister's got 2 cats, and like, just I have cat hair over everything now. And I hate it so much.
Oh, yeah.
Constantly vacuuming.
Yeah.
Will you be glad to know I wiped the table down just before you got here, and it's already covered in dog hair. Oh my
dog
god!
Dust all over it. Yeah.
I did clean it though.
It does look clean otherwise. Yeah.
Yay.
I think. I used to play a lot of Fallout 4 for a little while, and now like I'll play it super rarely because like I'm playing for a little while and then it's like I could have started a tune or like
it's just like
I don't know, something
else
else more
like a piece of
productive.
shit. Like,
Yeah. You have this like nagging voice in the back of your head, like you could be doing something.
And you really should.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a gift and a curse in that way. Hey?
Yeah.
But you got to.
But unless I feel like I deserve the time off, like if I've just been like flat out with work and I'm just like I could just sit and just play a game for like an hour now or something, and that's like my escape. For the time being, but I have to feel like I need to earn it, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Do you ever burn out in that way? Like,
I can definitely get burnt out, but as long as I just get like a solid sleep for one night, then I'll be like sick, like supercharged the next day.
Nice. You got that drive.
Yeah, exactly. But that's all I need, just like a solid night's sleep.
So sleep is very important.
Sleep is super important. I need like solid 9 hours, otherwise I cannot function as a human.
Dude, I'm the same, mate. Like any less than sort of 8 and I'm just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
No matter how much coffee I have, I'm just feel like shit the whole day.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel that.
I feel a bit brain dead.
Yeah, I was like that, and I gave up caffeine like a few months ago, and I didn't have caffeine for like 2 months or something, and I felt like, because before that I would have like 3 coffees in a day, and it's like I just don't feel like I'm awake now. So I gave it up, and now when I have a coffee I'm like,
just like boom.
buzzed.
I used to be the same. I used to drink like 3 coffees a day, but then like I started getting like high blood pressure and stuff like that as well, so like you got to cut out like this shit, so I cut down to like 1 coffee a day. But I stopped for a while, and then now I'm just like on 1 coffee a day, and it's like it's enough for me now, you know, unless I'm like really need it. I'll have like an iced coffee later in the afternoon or something, but like rarely. Yeah.
Does coffee give you high blood pressure?
Yeah.
Oh.
Makes sense. I don't know. I'm no doctor.
No. I would think it would it'd make your heart race, but I'm not a doctor.
Really?
No, I'm sorry to admit I'm not a doctor. I never studied medicine.
This isn't the Dr. Embr show.
Need to shave my head. Well, I guess one other thing was going to ask would be interesting to know. Have you ever met like one of your idols, like in like music, and how was that? Like, did you get along with them? Did you have a conversation with them?
Do you have idols, like photography idols? I'm interested to know that as well.
Yeah, that's a good question actually. When it comes to like photography idols and stuff like that, there's definitely people who like inspire me, but I don't want to be like anyone. You know, I want to have my own style. I want to shoot my own way and stuff like that. Like, there are people who I appreciate their work, and like I would love to meet them one day and stuff like that, just to get to know them and stuff like that. But nobody that I'm just going to be like, oh my god, you're amazing. You know, it's like I just like to be inspired by other people's work.
So you're not really trying to be anybody else. Yeah,
that's
good.
With like the artist side of things, I've definitely met some like huge artists out there who I've like, you know, been wanting to meet for a very long time, like Skrillex. But But like it was just a very brief conversation with him. Like he literally just jumped off stage playing Listen Out, you know, and I was like, I saw like another friend of mine talking to him. I'm just like, well, if he's talking to him, I gotta come say hi as well, you know. So I just came up and just like introduced myself and just been like, hey man, like you're sick, like keep doing what you're doing, you know.
That's so cool.
But like I just didn't want to like fangirl as well. It was kind of like low key, like trying to keep it together. But yeah, that was pretty fucking sick just to meet him for sure. And I met Netsky one time. I snuck backstage at Tomorrowland, and he was chilling there. Like I snuck backstage with Phase One. I did just like sneak back. Like I got in with an artist, but I wasn't supposed to be there. But yeah, Netsky is just like chilling there as well. I was like, hey man.
And for anyone listening who's been calling him Netsky, see, Kamil says Netsky as well.
Definitely.
You ever heard people say Netsky?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it's not. It's not Netsky.
So many people say that.
Okay, I feel validated
Harley's one of those
now.
people.
No.
He says Netsky.
I say Netsky. Fuck you, man.
I don't think I've ever heard you say his name.
I mean,
So he could be, and now he's just covering it up. Yeah, Jeremy and Steven both said Netsky, and I'm just like, no, it's not. It's not.
get it right.
I think I feel like I used to say just to pull the piss though, because I knew it was Netsky, but I was just like Netsky to everybody, just to like take the piss.
You're gonna see him in a few weeks' time. Yeah, 3 weeks.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping to shoot the show.
Yeah, I was going to say,
amazing.
surely you're shooting.
Fingers crossed.
Fuck yeah, that's sick, dude.
Put me on, Dan. Origin.
Dan, if you're watching this.
Are you shooting the Echo and Sidetrack gig?
I don't think so.
Oh.
No, who's promoting that one?
It's
Common State.
Common State,
Is it
yeah,
Common
and
State?
But it's like Origin,
It's Origin
presents
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who Common State is.
No, I don't think so. Hey, but we'll see. We'll see.
Do you get booked quite like late in advance then?
Like if it's a promoter that I regularly work with, I'll try to get them to send me dates like as soon as possible, which most do. But like there are like times where I'll get just like last minute bookings. You know, I could have like a completely free weekend, and then last minute there'll be like 5 bookings come in. I'm like, oh, sick. Like I was kind of looking forward to having a free weekend, but it's like got to work as well. So
yeah, of course, yeah. That's what
it happens. But yeah, I hope that people give me as much notice as possible. But there's definitely times where people like the last minute, can you do this? And I'm just like, fuck, like I'll try.
looking forward to a night at home.
Not even that, but even if like, yeah, it's just so hard to plan it. Or if I do have another gig, like I have to try and work out with this other promoter, be like, hey, can I come at this time instead? You know, or like, you know, just because I want to make it work for everybody if I can.
Yeah.
Especially if like it's a good show, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what the question was anymore.
Me neither.
We're just professionals. Hey?
And then, like, is there any other kind of projects or like any kind of new things that you want to do in the future, or that you're already kind of working on?
Now's your chance to shamelessly promote yourself. Well, I guess you're making music.
Low key, no. Yeah, no. It's just I just keep clipping.
Yeah.
No, it's just like my DJ event coming up on the 21st of May, supporting Enshway. That's a Highline gig. I'll be opening for that set. So if you can come down early, that'd be cool. Really looking forward to that. But yeah, like in terms of like my like music production, I'm working on a song currently that I'm really happy with how it's coming, but I hit a wall recently because I was like so focused on the drop that I just like didn't put any more time into like doing anything more than that, and like now I can't get past that point anymore, so I have to try and get past the block.
I've been there.
It's a mental game.
It is, yeah, and it's probably just like I just need time to like away from it just to process it and then come back to it, and I'll be like, okay, now I'm ready to go again. Because like I started the song like a month ago, and then I left it for like 2 weeks, and then I just like felt super inspired one time, jumped back on, put the drop together in like an hour, and I was like, this is fucking sounding good. Like I was so happy with it. But yeah, I was just like too focused on like trying to make it better, but I ended up just like, I think it was like too much. So I had to just like strip it back again to what it was before.
Yeah.
yeah, that's about as much as I've got going on at the moment, but I'm sure there will be more to come soon.
As KaMiKaZeE? Hell yeah.
As KaMiKaZeE, yeah, for sure. I got to start promoting that a bit more now as well, actually. Because I made like the Facebook and Instagram and everything like that, but I haven't really posted anything since the event was announced. But yeah, that's cool. I've had like heaps of support from friends already, just like even people who I would not expect, like yourselves, to come to this show. You know? But like,
we love you.
Super cool to like see, and like everybody that I see out there just like, man, when's your show? Like I'm gonna come and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
I think you'll have a lot of
people buying tickets and everything, and I was just like, yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah.
So cool to have like that support from everyone.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, you got a good network of friends, hey?
Yeah, I'd hope so.
In your line of work, surely.
We'll see on May 20th.
It's like I rock up and nobody's there. I'm like, oh, sick, thanks, guy.
Everyone's just bullshitting.
Yeah,
I bought a ticket, man. Yeah.
Or we bought the tickets, but we don't actually want to commit to going.
Yeah.
No, we'll definitely be there.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, if my sources are correct, you've got a mix.
I do have a mix. Yeah. Well, for you guys, I'll have like a cheeky little mix. It'll be essentially the first half of my set that I'll be performing, just to give everybody a little bit of a taste of what I've got to offer.
Nice.
And also gives a chance if people don't get there on time, then at least they can hear the first half of the set.
Let's be honest, there's going to be a few of those.
Yeah, definitely.
It's pretty hard to organise a bunch of drunk people.
Yeah. So, yeah, it'll be good. Like, it'll give everybody an idea of what I'll be playing and the kind of style. And
I'm really excited to hear that.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I heard the mix you first. I don't know if you put it out or if you just sent it around to your friends. But
no, I put it out.
You put it out, yeah.
It got like really good traction for it, and like everybody just like was mind blown. They're just like, dude, I didn't know you're DJ. And I'm like, I didn't know either. I literally just like I put the mix together in like a couple of hours. Like I just like recorded it twice. The second time was like good, and I was like, sick, you're gonna upload this. I was like happy with it, and it was just like a lot of people loved it. So
it surprised me like when I found out. I was like,
oh man, it surprises me every time I listen back to it. I was like, how the fuck did I do that? Why can't I do that now?
It do be like that sometimes. Why can't I recreate that? Yeah, I've got a mix that I did about 2 or maybe even 3 years ago, and it was just a fluke, hey.
Yeah.
And I was like,
literally.
fuck, why can't I recreate that?
Yeah,
like,
literally, man.
I should be like better now.
Yeah.
I can't do it as good as that. Yeah. Well, it's just the way.
Sometimes
it
just happens. Hey, it just clicks. You know?
can't schedule creativity.
Yeah, I know. Like I feel like you're kind of like in that moment as well. So you're just like. You're not thinking about anything else. You're just like in this flow, and it just happens so perfectly.
Yeah.
You know, and then you just can't do it again.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. You gotta better hope you hit record.
Yeah.
Definitely, I've been there before.
It was so funny because when I recorded that mix, like even like some of the songs that I put in it, I hadn't even heard of or haven't even listened to before. I was just like, oh, this might work. Chuck it in there. Oh, yeah, it kind of worked. Cool. Next one. And then like I got to like 20 minutes or so into the mix, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to stop it now just in case I fuck up. So I just like faded the song out. I'm like, yep, cool. Nice way to end it.
Yeah. Quit while you're ahead.
Yeah.
Nice.
Otherwise you're pushing it.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
That's it.
And then do you have any kind of like words of advice for like aspiring photographers or videographers, like where they should start and like how to go about it?
Man, I would like give myself this advice if I was like younger again. It's just like, just get out there and do it, because like I was always scared that like, I don't know, like there was always some like mental block from putting myself out there when I was first starting, and I just kind of wish that I just got over that and just did it, because I would have loved to start doing this stuff sooner. I think I got into it when I was like 21, and I was like that felt like I was already too late into the game, you know, because there were already like other people like younger than me who were doing it as well. And I just wish I had started doing it sooner. So yeah, just get out there, start meeting people, and shoot a lot. Shoot every single day. Shoot anything, just to get better, get practice. And if you're passionate about it and you want to do it, that's what you'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And
Excellent.
that's good advice for just anything in life. Like, yeah, don't let yourself
Don't
mess
let
with yourself.
talk.
Yeah.
Don't let yourself talk yourself.
Yeah,
out
don't
of
put
it.
yourself down.
Yeah.
Just like if you're passionate about something, just give it everything.
Yeah.
Because eventually something good will happen. Like, yeah, it took me a couple years, you know, but I just had one lucky break, and then the ball started like rolling from there. So
Yeah.
it's going to happen eventually.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
it. It's good advice, like you said, for anyone doing pretty much anything. It's just get out there and do it and enjoy it.
It's the same thing with like DJing. Like,
Totally.
it's something that I had always like wanted to do, but just like didn't know where to start. And then one day I just like bought a controller off a mate, and I just started like fucking around at home. And like I don't know, it felt right, you know, when I started doing it. And then like I didn't have a lot of time to do it. I just like did it in my spare time every now and then. And then yeah, just this opportunity came up, and I was like, okay, like it's time to actually try and put the time and effort into it, you know, because it's not going to happen any other time.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like I have to put that effort in.
Yeah.
It's not going to come to me.
Yeah.
That's it. All right. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about today? We can cover a lot there.
Yeah, I feel like we've been talking for ages. I'm good. Like, yeah.
Well, you've plugged a
How are
lot
you
of
guys?
stuff. You know, you got a lot of exciting stuff coming up. And,
Yep, DJ KaMiKaZeE. Make sure you guys are
Hey.
Like and
following that,
subscribe.
and then and yeah, K's Digital Media also.
We'll have all your links in the
yep.
description.
link in the description.
And thanks for having me, guys. It's been fun.
No, thanks for coming on,
Yeah.
man. It's great to talk to you. And like, I've known you for 3 years or so, and
Yeah, probably a
learned
bit
lot
longer.
about you,
Yeah.
which is great. Yeah.
But we haven't sat down and spoken like this, so it's been really interesting.
I reckon we've known each other for like 5 years.
Yeah, it's been a long
probably.
time.
Yeah, probably.
Because I was still shooting at Embr, you know, like it was like one of the first clubs that I started shooting at, and
Wow.
that's where I met you two.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Wow. All right, man. Well, yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thanks so much for
Thank you
coming
very
on.
much.
And we're really excited. So, when's your show again?
21st of May.
21st of
Yeah.
May.
Jackrabbit
Entway,
Slims.
Jackrabbit Slims.
And you're on
Opening
it
set 10 to 11,
10.
I
10
think.
to 11. We better check that. We'll put the event in the description as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's in the description.
And we'll be
We'll
at
put
the
my
front
discount
row.
code in there as well, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, fucking oath.
/KaMiKaZeE.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Cool.
And thanks everyone for watching.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you at the next one. We've got plenty more planned, lots more guests and
Look at her face.
dog content. Yeah, so, yeah. Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. How's that timing?
I
Oh
know,
my god.
right? Jeez. She heard us move.